Hey everybody, Tom here, and I'm in Abkinson at Whistle Stop Wonderland is my farm with my lovely lady Jessica. And today I've got Schizandra berries that came in the mail, so I'm pretty excited about the 5 flavored berry Chinese medicine, very cultural aspect of the Chinese culture. But I need to get pots together for them because I don't have space right now planned out to plant them. And it was kind of an impulse buy. I was just like, oh, I'd love to have those. That would be great. And it's something that's really like a great conversation piece as well. So we've got them, and I've got to basically keep them healthy until we figure out where to put them. But we've already got the cattle panels. They're 16-foot cattle panels we're going to be using to get those to just trellis them, basically. We've got to figure out how we're going to do it, though. But right now I'm just trying to make pots and to put them in for a temporary, just to keep them, let them root and everything, let them get healthy, because they came very unhealthy, unfortunately. But that's what ordering online will do. So I've got this situation where this house we've bought has it's like a hog pen, and the people have left this container here that I think it apparently drains in the bottom, but it's accumulated debris, just tree debris, leaves and things over time, and has since turned into this amazing soil. Look, we've got, was that a millipede actually? But I've found there's already some worms in here, but this is just great growing medium. This is what plants grow in. This is decayed organic matter, and it looks fully decayed. I haven't checked it out with a microscope. That would probably be the next best idea. But we see that there are plants germinating and starting to grow in here, so we know that it is at least good enough for that purpose, so to get plants going. So I'm gonna just grab a handful here and check it out. And it's got good aggregation in it, lots of little balls and cracks and interstitial spaces formed. It's very loose, so as I grab it, you see it falls apart, yet it's very moist at the same time. And that's what we want. We want soil that the water has a hydrologic conductivity to it, where water can pass through it, so it's not dry on the inside, things like that. It's got a good color to it. It should be about 70% chocolate. That looks to be like it may have gone anaerobic, actually. That looks a little darker than 70% chocolate, so it may have some anaerobic qualities to it. Like I said, I should probably check it out under the microscope, but I also have some really good compost that I've made that is in the bottom here. It's just needs a little more time to break down fully, but this is a really good compost, basically mixed with some compost that hadn't quite finished yet, that was on the top of the pile, that I just kind of mixed in for the sake of time. So what I'm going to do is take some of this stuff that's been sitting here for a very long time, it seems, probably 5-10 years building up, and I'm going to use a little bit of that in here, and basically just fill the top up for the most part and get out a lot of the bigger debris if there's anything in here. It looks like, interesting, this might have actually been a grow bed now that I'm looking at it, because there's less, oh, you know what that is? So the moisture in the bottom actually has caused this to be anaerobic, and the wood has probably been in a state of preservation. So it's either that or this was a grow bed, but based on the vegetation that's growing, the vines and whatnot, I'd say it's hard to tell, guys, to be honest with you. But yeah, just discovering things with you, thinking it all through here. But that's where I'd put that. So I'm actually going to take that out and check it out under a microscope before I put plants directly into it, just to make sure it doesn't have a lot of anaerobes in it. Because we need an aerobic food web, and I know there's an aerobic food web in this other compost. Even though some of it's not finished decomposing yet, it will still act as a growing medium, and it will be organic matter that's there to be broken down and feed the plants over time. So it's a little bit safer bet than just kind of getting stuff out of a random bin. But yeah, so that was interesting. I wasn't expecting to find wood in the bottom, and that was wood chips. So that could be a number of things, and we just don't know. So these are plants I really care about, and I want to keep, and I want to be healthy. So I'm just going to use good compost that I've checked with a microscope and that I know is going to do some good stuff for me. So I've got a couple 5-gallon buckets over under the tree here, that have some compost from some plants I was growing over winter, some tomatoes, and I couldn't keep them alive, unfortunately, because they just dried up. We forgot about them when we were unpacking and doing our thing over the course of the past couple weeks, working on the house and building the food forest, and I just didn't water them enough. And it got really cold, so and plus they're tomatoes. They don't usually last all year round here, especially in cold and dry conditions like that. So yeah, I hope you guys are doing well, and that's my story for the day. I gotta go pick up some straw. There's a bunch of pine straw my neighbor raked up, so he's giving me that, and I'm gonna put that out on the field around the trees to suppress a lot of the plants, so as the alley cropping stuff that we did when we spread out all the seeds to regenerate the soil, when all that comes up, it's not going to cause us to lose sight of where our trees were planted. Even though I have a map, you know, I'm still, that grass is going to get knee to waist high, and yeah, I don't want to lose my trees, and I definitely don't want them to get smothered out. So there's that aspect of it too. If the moisture gets too high from the microclimate caused by all the plants growing so closely together, then at that point it'll choke them out. They'll get fungi and get diseased, and they won't be there next winter when I go to redo all this stuff and clear things out and make sure everything is in line with our permaculture design. So but so far everything's growing really well. We got mushrooms going over here. This is the old hog pen, so I just took it and cleared out the inside and threw a bunch of the mushroom fruiting blocks in there, and some of them are starting to fruit already because it rained pretty heavily the last few days, so that's pretty cool. But yeah, hope you guys are having a great day. This is Tom at Whistle Stop Wonderland. Take care.